Good evening, everyone. I hope, good evening, Jai Hind. I hope I am properly audible and visible. Good evening, everyone. I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening. So, I hope all of you have written some answers. So, I hope that all of you have written some answers. And yes, like last day I have told you that in one of the question the answer was not very much accurate by many of you. But yes, in today's session, in today's like copies, what I have seen that like many of you have written very good answer. So I think last day a little bit of a scolding was necessary for you, so that we can start with the better answer writing. So in today's session, like I have got some of the answers which are really very good. Some of the answers using very much the X factors, writing exactly according to the demand of question. So this is one thing which all of you have done, So that is a very good thing. Like in today's session, what we will see the copies also, and many of the copies which even we are not able to display here, many of you have written very good answer. Yes, well done everyone. Like today's answer and the way you have written, the way you have like mentioned what exactly is required in the question, that is praiseworthy. So you all have written very good answers. That is one appreciation from my side for everyone. Good evening, everyone. Now, so see what we are going to do in today's session. Like today we are going to focus on this part. We are going to focus on this aspect, that how we can focus on writing within the word limit. That if there are certain questions and you are getting a lot of like points, but you have limited word. If you have got limited word, then how you can write that? So this is one thing which we are going to talk about in today's session. And we will take one example of the topic also, which I have given you last day. Using that, we are going to talk about this, like this, how we can write it within the word limit. Last day, there was one question that define e-governance and throw light on some of the major initiatives with respect to the e-governance. There was also this part, define e-governance and mention about its different categories, throw light on the different measures taken by the government with respect to e-governance. Okay. So last day I have given you this question, and that question was there in around 250 words. That question was supposed to be written in 250 words. So many of you have written that. You have written it exactly according to demand of question. So that is very good. But now if the same question is there and you have to write it, within 150 words, so how you are going to do that? This is one thing which we are going to talk about in today's session. Okay. So our discussion is going to be about like how to write these things in the limited words. How we are going to write these things in limited word. This is what we are going to talk about in today's session. Okay. So I hope all of you are ready for this. I hope all of you are ready for this. Now the same question will be there, but we will try to write it in simple words. We will try to write it in as much small word as we can do, as many lesser number of word which we can do. Okay. So let's see this question. Like I will show the copy here on the board. There is this one question about e-governance. Define e-governance and mention its different categories throw light over the some of the major e-governance model to transform delivery services of India. Okay. So now the same question is there, which you have been given in 250 words. Now if you have to write the same thing in 150 words, how you are going to proceed with this? How you are going to proceed with this? So let me show you. Okay. First thing is, like, the first very thing which you are going to do is define e-governance. That is the first thing which you have to do is define e-governance. That will be as part of your introduction. In the introduction, you are going to define what is e-governance. We are not changing the question, we are just changing the word limit in there. That we have got the same question and yet we will try to attempt it within 150 words. So first thing is like define e-governance. Like suppose here we have this one example, that e-governance refers to the use of ICT by the government to deliver services, ensure transparency and facilitate interaction between government entities and citizens. Between government entities and citizens. Okay. So here you can see that in 25 to 30 words, we are like giving the introduction. Okay. So here you can see like yes, around 25 words we are giving the introduction. So our first part is define the e-governance. It refers to use of information and communication technology by the government to deliver services, okay, ensure transparency and facilitate interaction between the government entities and the citizens. You can also write one thing, government entities, companies and citizens. Okay. So this is one thing which you can write in the introduction part. Now the second part is, in the same part it is mentioned, mention its different categories. Mention the different categories of this e-governance. Okay. Now you all know that it is like government to business, government to government. Okay. So let me show you one copy again here. Like in this one copy, it has been discussed in very good manner that what is this e-governance. What is this e-governance? It has been mentioned in this copy in very good manner. Like suppose we have seen e-governance. So here it is written four things: government to citizen, example transportation, hospital, education, online job portal, etc. Second thing, government to government, live fingerprint scanning, verification, electronic entry of reports, e-secretariat, etc. Then here it is like government to business, e-taxation, getting a license, secure electronic transaction, etc. And government to employees, that is also part, like e-learning, consolidating the employee. Okay, so this is one part. Like you can make a flow chart like this. You can make a flow chart like this, and in just around like 2/3 of the page, you can cover this entire thing. In just 2/3 of the page, you can cover this entire thing, and you will be able to save the word like this. So this representation is one thing which you have to do. If you go on writing that what are the different categories, if you write it one by one, it will be too much lengthy. It will become too much lengthy. So this is one thing which you can do. This is one example for you. Some of you only have written this. So this is one example for you that how you will be writing this. Types of e-governance. This is one thing which you can do. Who has written this copy? Who has written this? Can you tell me whose copy it is? The name was not given on this page. So you can tell me whose copy it is. Types of e-governance. Okay. So this one copy has written this. This one copy has written this, that what is this e-governance. Okay. So that is a good example of how to save the word, in answer writing. Okay. Now coming to the second part. The second part of the question is saying, throw light over some of the major initiatives taken under the e-governance model to transform delivery of services in India. Now suppose if we have to write in 250 words, we will go in detail of the topic. If we have to write in 250 words, we will go in the detail of the topic. If we have to write in 150, we will mention the topic and we will mention some examples only. We will mention some topics and some example. Okay, just like see this here. Okay, like let me show you the second copy. It is also defining this e-governance. This person, I think it is copy of Deepak. So Deepak has also done it in the same manner, that he has defined e-governance. He has also written it quite well. Okay, and then he has also given this government to business. This example or this denotation is also quite good. Now, the second part of answer which he has written, major initiatives taken under the e-governance model, like Digital India Mission to transform India into digitally empowered society, knowledge economy. So this representation is what you need. See, here it is written Digital India Mission. If you look at the main objective of Digital India Mission, it is simply to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. So this part of writing is quite good. Okay. Second thing you can see, example he has also put here, DigiLocker, BharatNet project, etc. Then Aadhaar enabled services. Now suppose if you have to write in 150 words, write around 5 or 6 topics, that will be more than sufficient. Write about 5 topics also in this, like what are the major initiatives. In this manner, you are telling about you are throwing light. It is not saying discuss the initiative, throw light. It means simply tell about this. Simply tell about this, that what is this, what are the e-government initiatives taken by the government. This is one thing which you had to tell in the question, and in this question it has been addressed in good manner. Okay. So when you have to reduce the word, this is the way of writing it, so that you can reduce the word limit also. And at the same time you can talk about this, or you can simply tell in detail about the demand of the question. So this is one thing. This is one thing that you can simply use these options of representation for writing your answer, for saving the word limit. So this is one thing which we were talking about in today's session. Okay. There is one question, can there be a little bit change in word limit? Let me give you one idea. Okay. Suppose that about the word limit, if suppose that you have a word limit of 150 and you have written 155 words, there will not be a problem. But if you have written 165 words, 170 words or more than that, it is going to be a big problem. If you are crossing 10 words, if you have written 160 words, it might be a problem in your examination. First thing is, you will not be getting that much of a space. Space is limited. UPSC is not providing you any extra sheets, not even extra page for writing any answer. There is a limited space in which you have to write the answer. Okay, so it is like 1 page and 1 page. For 150 marks question, 150 words question, you get 2 pages. So on one side, you also have question which is written. Then after you will have to write the answer, and on the second page also. So you get only this much of space for writing your answer. You do not get any extra page. Okay. And if you are writing very small font, then also it is challenging. Okay. Utilize that page. That's why in the beginning also we have told you to write it in that page which we had provided to you on the application also. What is the benefit? You will be knowing that how much space you are taking in writing 150 words. If you know about that, then you can know that yes, where I can make flow chart and in what manner I can make flow chart or diagrams or anything like that. So it is advised to you for this only thing, that if you practice on those sheets, you will be able to understand how much space you are taking for writing any answer. Okay. For writing that answer. Okay. So this is one thing which you have to do. Word limit 150, 165 to 170, that is bad for you. Not even cross 170, 158, 160. Try to write within 150 words. It is written, try to write within 150 words. It is not written, write in 150 words. Within 150 words, that is what you have to write. Okay. So it means you have to write like 145, 148 words. That can do. But crossing that limit is not advisable. Okay. That is the main catch here, that you have to write in a short word limit. Okay. Is that clear? So first thing is, like, we have seen this one example of how we can like reduce a 250 word question in a 150 word question. This is very much significant because sometimes what you will get that generally they are asking some bigger questions and you have to write about that question in 150 words. This shows your skill of writing the answer. Okay. Now we will see the second question also. Second is asking, what do you understand by green hydrogen? While highlighting the major objectives of the National Green Hydrogen Mission, discuss the challenges India is facing in its emergence as a green hydrogen economy. Okay. Normally, this is a 250 word question. But if UPSC is giving you this question, the same question in 150 words, at that time you cannot tell UPSC or invigilator that no, it is not possible to write this answer in 150 words. It is not possible. If you cannot say them that no, it is not possible to write this question in 150 words. I know a lot of things. No, there also you will have to do the same thing. You will have to write it in 150 words. If you cross the word limit, there will be negative marking. Now see this question again. It is saying, what do you understand by green hydrogen? While highlighting the major objectives of the National Green Hydrogen Mission, discuss the challenges India is facing in its emergence as a green hydrogen economy. Okay. So these are the parts of the question. You have to tell three things. What is green hydrogen? You have to mention about the National Green Hydrogen Mission objectives, and then you have to also mention about the challenges. Okay. So if you have to write it in 150 words, so how you will be writing this? Can you give me some idea? That how you can write this in 150 words? What will be the different parts which you will try to incorporate in this question? Can you tell me how you will write this one? Minimum word that can be written in 150. See, there is nothing like minimum word. No such thing like minimum word. But suppose you are writing in 50 words. So it means some other people will be able to tell that answer in a much better manner. Now simply understand this. There are two people who are coming to you. You are asking from them that tell me about Digital India Mission of India. So there are two people who are coming to you. One is explaining it into simple words that it is about using technology, digitizing everything, that's all. The second person coming to you, it is all about digital transformation of the country. We are digitizing the bank records, we are digitizing the land records, we are also empowering the citizens to become digitally literate. So if someone is telling you the different aspects of it and someone is simply telling it is about making everything digital, both are correct, but whom you will give more marks? So if you have been given a word limit of 150 words, it means try to write between 140 to 150. The minimum words can be 140. The maximum you should try is 150 or 155, not crossing that much. Okay. Using diagrams, flowchart, okay. But what points you will see? what points you will put there? See, of course, what you are going to do is, first thing you are going to introduce it. Okay. In the introduction, you will simply tell about this green hydrogen. Okay. Like here we have this one option. Green hydrogen is, now what you can write, green hydrogen, cut this part. Green hydrogen is produced using renewable energy sources like solar or wind through the process of electrolysis, which splits water into hydrogen and oxygen. Due to negligible emission, it has been rightly called as the fuel of the future. Here again, in 20 to 25 words, you have defined the first part of the question. Now, some of you have done a very good work here, that while writing 250 words, let me show you one such copy. This is one copy of Nishika Agarwal. Okay, so Nishika Agarwal has written this, and she has made this flow chart of green hydrogen making, like how this green hydrogen is made. She has given the sequence also: clean energy generation, energy fed into electrolyzer with H2O, green hydrogen production, storage in compressed form, used and transported to anywhere. So this is the X factor, but you can use it only in 250 words. In the case where you have to write it in 150 words, don't make this. In 250 words, good. But in 150 words, simply define what is green hydrogen. So here, when you have used it in 250 words, it was quite good. Okay. Now see here. So what we see, that green hydrogen is produced. After that, now the second part is highlight the major objectives. Okay. So now the second part is objectives. For this, make a flow chart. Make a flow chart. Make a flow chart. Okay. Like right now, if we see this, this is the objective: to make India a global hub of production, use and export of green hydrogen, to become Atmanirbhar through clean energy and serve as inspiration, significant decarbonization of the economy, reduce dependent on fossil fuel import, and enable India to assume technology and market leadership in green hydrogen. Okay. So this is the official objective of green hydrogen mission. So write them in small pointers. Write them in small pointers. In just a small part of your question, you can mention about this, what are the objective. So first thing is, you have defined intro. Then you have mentioned a flow chart about objective. On the first page itself, this is going to cover like suppose this is your page length, it is going to cover around this area. Still you have some space left on the page. Here you can write at least 1-2 points, that challenges. Okay, the challenges which are there. The challenges which are there. Now, how many challenges you will write? You cannot write everything. You cannot write everything. So what you can see is, you can find the best 5 points. 2 points on this side, 3 points on the other side. 3 points on the other paper. Okay. Like suppose here you have got another paper. So 3, 4, 5. You have written 5 points here. Like you have mentioned, you can mention the technological barrier. You can mention about this, the technological barrier. You can mention about the less availability of renewable energy. Okay. So here also, like suppose we have different points, like high production cost, lack of infrastructure, energy requirement, technological barrier, policy and regulatory framework, competitiveness, water availability, storage and transportation. Now you have got 8 points in general. You have to prioritize. So how you will prioritize? First thing is high production cost. This will go as number 1. Second thing is lack of infrastructure. You can point it as number 2. Energy requirement, number 3. Technological barrier, number 4. Okay. And then you can mention policy and regulatory framework, 5 statements. Okay. So even if you know more than that, limit yourself to the 5 most important points with respect to this. Okay. And there, do not make this like again this part that write first policy and regulatory framework and then write this entire thing. You will not have that much scope. In 250, you can make the like this, that you can give some subheading and then you can mention this. But in 150, what you have to do, how you will be saving the word, you can simply mention production is expensive due to high cost of electrolysis technology. That will be one simple line, that the production cost is higher due to high cost of electrolysis technology and renewable infrastructure. Of course, it is a discuss, but then you have given 150 words. So we cannot discuss everything. You have mentioned discuss the challenges, not even one challenge. We have mentioned the discuss the challenges, so we will discuss it in a brief manner, that the production cost of electrolysis technology is higher, and that is one part. Second, you can mention that a shortage of hydrogen storage, transportation and distribution infrastructure is again a challenge. Third, you can mention is that electrolysis requires a consistent supply of renewable, okay, which is missing in India. Third, you can write, fourth, you can write limited domestic manufacturing capacity for electrolyzer and related technology. And then you can write that policy and regulatory framework for green hydrogen is also not adequate. So then you have mentioned the challenges. Why I am saying that you should not be using too much words? It is simply because you are mentioning the challenges, and whenever you mention the challenge, you have to mention the way forward. That is automatically in that context, that if you are mentioning the challenge, you have to mention the way forward. Okay. So next thing is, like, once you have done this part, now you have little space. This part is for conclusion and this part is for way forward. Way forward. So here again, make a flow chart. Write the keywords, not the entire thing. Okay. Here again, make this flow chart like thing, like suppose we have this way forward. So write this point only: scaling up renewable energy, indigenous technology development. You can mention this: indigenous cost effective technological development. Okay. Indigenous cost effective technological development. Okay. Third point which you can mention here is like establishing clear policies and incentives. Do not write this entire thing, that policy support, establish clear policies and incentive like subsidy and everything. No, simple mention that establishing clear policies and incentive like subsidies, tax, etc. Okay. Fourth line which you can mention, infrastructure development. Like, don't write infrastructure development, simply write development of hydrogen hubs, pipelines and refueling stations. That is your work. And then you can mention India can also seek global partnership, or simply write seeking global partnership. Seeking global partnership. So in just 20 to 25 words, you have to complete this entire thing. In 20 to 25 words, you have to complete this entire thing. Come back to this part. Here you have taken 25 words. When you are making flow chart, your word will not be counted that much, but still 20 words. Okay, so that is around 45. In discuss, you will be discussing a little bit more. So suppose 5 points, and even if you are writing 10 points, 10 words in each line, then also you have got 50. Okay, so you have got 25, 20, that is 45 plus here 50, 95 you have already reached. Okay, in all this part till here you have reached 95. Now you have got 25 words for conclusion and near about 30 words for way forward. So in 30 words, like I have told you, write just the pointers. 5, if you have to write 5 points in the way forward, mention each line of 4 to 5 words only. Mention each line of 4 to 5 words only. This is what you will have to do. So I'm counting the words also for you, that how you can make this. How you can make this part, that is also I'm counting for you, that 20 to 25 words goes in introduction. In flow chart, 20 words will be counted. In the challenge, you can mention, let us say, 50 words. Then after, you have 30 words in the way forward and 25 words in the conclusion. So on an average, you can write the same question in a concise manner with the same answer in 150 words. I hope you get the idea. 20 words intro, 20 words conclusion, 20 word X factor, 90 words main body, like, yes. Okay, Nishika has written this. Okay, good. So I hope you get this idea. Yeah, you can make flowchart on both sides. You will have to see the space also. See, flowcharts reduce your word limit, but they take extra space also. So you have to make you have to take a wise decision over there. That is why you have to practice in answer writing. That is why you have to practice in answer writing in these papers, so that you will have exact idea how many words, how much space you are going to take over there. Okay. So that's why I have discussed. That's why I have discussed that in this answer writing, how you can write it within the limited word. That was the main objective of today's class. Okay. I hope it is clear. So see, let us see some more copies over here. I think I have already told you that what is the demand of the question, what can be the model answer, that I have already told you. Okay. Let us see some more copies also. Like in the case of this green hydrogen, this one copy was also there. Green hydrogen is produced. See, when you are writing using this, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15. Around 15 words you have written introduction. Very good introduction. Okay. Deepak has written this copy. So in just 15 words, you have written a very good introduction. Okay. This is one good part, that in small words also you can say the same thing, that green hydrogen is produced through the electrolysis of water using renewable energy, wind, solar or hydropower, emitting no carbon dioxide. Okay. So whenever you are writing no, try to write one another word, negligible. Negligible is also no, but it gives you the scope. It gives you the scope. So instead of no, where you are not like, there might be a little bit emission in different processes. Okay. So during this, for green hydrogen, it is not said that during the production there will not be emission. For green hydrogen, it is said that there will be no tailpipe emission. Tailpipe emission means from the vehicle there will not be release of carbon dioxides. Okay. But during the process, there are so many things. One part is use of the electricity, but there are so many other things which are part of this. Building the infrastructure, having that infrastructure itself becomes a source of carbon dioxide. The infrastructures which we have, they are also contributing somewhat. Okay. So what you can say over there, that emitting negligible greenhouse gas. Okay. So this is one thing you can do. Yeah, I know, Nishika. I have told you this part, that in 250 words, all of you have written very good answer. In 250 words, all of you have written very good answer. What I was trying to tell you, that if the same question is there in 150 words, what you can write over there. Okay. So this is one thing. Okay. Then objective is also there. Okay. Challenge has been mentioned. Representation part is quite good. You all can see that it is very neatly presented. It is very neatly presented. So sometimes you ask one question, many of you ask one question, that is there any such significance of good handwriting or good representation? So obviously it is going to matter somewhat, not entirely, but it is going to matter somewhat. Like if you have written in a very neat manner, the person who is evaluating your copy might give you, in a subconscious manner, might give you maybe some extra marks due to your handwriting. Okay. So yes, this is the time when you can try to improve the handwriting. And how to improve the handwriting? One simple thing. Okay. Like let me tell you one thing. This is one part where I have simply written green hydrogen. I can also write it like this. Green hydrogen. Okay. If you look at both these things, you will find that there is a difference. Okay. Both are readable, but there is going to be difference. Why? And it is not about speed. It is about your focus on writing it. It is about your focus on writing it. So if you want to improve your handwriting, just focus on each and every word, each and every letter which you are going to write. If you focus on each and every letter which you are writing, then your writing is going to gradually improve. Your writing is going to improve gradually. Okay. Many of you are writing very good. Some of you are writing good, but the copy seems to be very much messy because you have written too many things at the same place. So the representation, the clarity must also be there. The clarity must also be there in writing your answer. Okay, there is one more question. Just wait for this. Like after this week, in the next week, we will take essay also, we will take ethics also. Okay. So in this week, we have just talked about some of the basic things. In the next session, that is on Friday, I will try to show many copies. Till now, we have discussed the different parts of answer writing. We have seen we have seen the directives and everything. We have seen the directives, the basics, the keywords, intro, conclusion, everything. Okay. And now there is one thing, like we have also focused on word limit part, that how we can reduce it. From time to time, there will be some more improvement which we will try to do. Okay. Like in today's question also. In today's question also, there is one more thing which I wanted to tell you. See this question again. What do you understand by green hydrogen? While highlighting the major objectives of the National Green Hydrogen Mission, discuss the challenges India is facing in its emergence as a green hydrogen economy. Okay. What we are going to discuss now, some of you have asked this, that what is the difference between way forward and conclusion? Way forward and conclusion. So see, in this question, since there is a one thing about challenges, so you are going to mention the solution. That solution is called as the way forward. That solution is called as the way forward. Like in this question, we have got this way forward, that scaling up renewable energy, technological development, establish clear policies, infrastructure development, and then at the end, we have also written a conclusion. At the end, we have also written a conclusion, the road to sustainable, smart and Atmanirbhar Bharat. Yes, it is a Hindi word in Roman script. It is a Hindi word in Roman script, but this is a keyword. Don't write self-reliant India there, write Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay. The road to sustainable, smart and Atmanirbhar Bharat can be traveled through a clean fuel like green hydrogen. India must overcome the hurdles to prove its mettle in emerging as the global leader of green hydrogen. So we are writing a conclusion in a very small words, 20 words only. Even after way forward, we are writing the conclusion over here. It means whether it is way forward or written or not, we will mention about the conclusion. We will always have this 1 or 2 line as conclusion at the end of the answer. This is one thing which we all are going to do in the question. Clear? So this one part about conclusion and way forward, is that clear also? Okay. Now, the question which I am giving for today, this one question, C1, briefly discuss the significance of GM crops in India, especially with reference to oil seeds. Why there is an opposition to the introduction of GM crops in India? Explain. Okay. Then question number 2, India needs to secure its mountains as well as its ocean. In this context, discuss the various facets of India-Maldives relation. Okay. See these two questions. Briefly discuss the significance of GM crops in India, especially with reference to oil seeds. Why there is an opposition to the introduction of GM crops in India? Explain. Third thing is, India needs to secure its mountains as well as its oceans. In this context, discuss the various facets of India-Maldives relation. Okay. So, this is one part which we have done in the answer writing so far, that we have focused on the tools of improvement. Okay. Right now, what we have done, we have focused on tools of improving the answer. Now, this is part A. Second part will be the hand-on experience. Okay, the hand-on experience. Okay, so see, in the next session, what I will try to do, I will try to bring more than 10 copies. I will try to bring more than 10 copies, and we will be discussing that what you have written there. Even more than that, we will try to have more copies like from there, because in the next session we will not be discussing about the tools anymore. We will discuss the question, the model answer of it, and then we will have many more copies. So many of you are having that that complaint that we are not showing your copy. So in the next session, yes, now there will be more focus on the copies also. We will show as many copies as possible in that 1 hour session. In the next week, we will talk about ethics. We will talk about essay also. Okay. So I hope that is clear. Where should I mention with the current news? See, Sudha, that one question, that where you have to incorporate the current news. Remember one thing. You have to write according to demand of the question. If it fits according to the demand, you have to mention it. Otherwise, it is not that if you are reading something in the daily newspaper, you have to just adjust it in the answer. No, you don't have to adjust it in the answer unnecessarily. When it is demanded over there, then you have to add it. Like last day, when we were talking about the X factor, I told you that have some facts, report, data, committee, all other things, they are part of your current affairs. Current affairs simply doesn't mean like anything which is there in the news. Make that in accordance with the mains examination. That current affairs which most of the people read, they read it as part of their knowledge enhancement, as part of prelims preparation. For mains, there is no current affairs oriented mains. There is mains oriented current affairs which you have to incorporate. Okay. So there are two things. There are two types of current affairs. Okay. One is like what most of the people do is they prepare current oriented mains. Current oriented mains preparation. This is not going to help you. You have to do this mains oriented current preparation. Means choose your theme and then find out what is there in the current affairs. Newspaper is not made for UPSC preparation or anything. You have to find what is there in the newspaper which is going to suit according to your syllabus, which is going to be along the line of your syllabus. So go for this one, mains oriented current preparation, not current oriented mains preparation. Okay. I hope. Various facets means dimension. Facets means dimension. Is that clear, Mayank? Okay, so let's meet in the Friday session. These are the questions which you have to see. Briefly discuss the significance of GM crops in India, especially with reference to oil seeds. Why there is an opposition to the introduction of GM crops in India, explain. India needs to secure its mountains as well as its oceans. In this context, discuss the various facets of India-Maldives relation. Okay. So the first question, it might seem very much simple, but again, I have the same request to all of you. Read each and every word of the question. See each and every word very much carefully. Very much carefully. In the first part also, in the second part also. Don't go with the flow. Read each and every part and then try to answer it. Okay. So, yes, you can mention the models. You can mention the models. In governance question, yes, Harshit, you can mention the models. Okay. What do you understand by this models of e-governance? What do you understand by this models of this e-governance? Don't make it like a PSIR topic. Mahi Mishra, I think Harshit is also there. You can mention initiatives along with the model, but don't make it a PSIR answer. Okay. Don't make it an answer of the optional. Keep it in a GS mode only. Like you can see, what we have seen, if you see that question, what we have seen here, like define e-governance and mention it different categories. Okay. So like you have seen, it is saying mention. Look at the word clearly. Define e-governance. It is not saying define the models of e-governance, okay, or the categories of e-governance. Mention. So you can mention some examples to just add relevance to that topic. Okay, like you can mention government to business, government to others. If you are mentioning some examples over there, that is an additional thing. So no one is stopping you from adding it there. No, the question was not about the models of government. See, again see the question, the define e-governance and mention its different categories. Throw light over some of the major initiatives. It is not saying that throw light over the models of governance. It is saying throw light over some of the major initiatives taken by the government for this. Vinay, that one question, that can you mention the facts or data? Can you mention the facts or data in this introduction or not? So last day also, when we were talking about the X factor of the questions, there we have seen in GS paper 3, when we are talking about economy, when we are talking about agriculture, environment, society, social justice, there you can mention the facts and data in the introduction. Okay. So in these subjects, you can mention the facts and data in the answer. ई गवर्नेंस वाले क्वेश्चन में मॉडल के साथ इनिशिएटिव मेंशन करना गलत होगा. आई थिंक द सेम क्वेश्चन वाज देयर on YouTube also and app also. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Mahi Mishra and Harshit Mishra, both of you are same. Okay, so I think all other things are now clear. So let's meet in the next session tomorrow, day after tomorrow, where we will discuss these questions and we will discuss many of your copies on the board. So those who have not got their copies on the board yet, don't lose that patience. In the next session, we will have many more copies on the board. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. And let's meet in the next session to discuss the remaining things. Okay. Thank you and good night and take care. Thank you.